religion after religion, written book after book, all in an effort to satisfy our quest for knowing God. Now, after many millennia, mankind is more at a loss to the nature of God. In fact, it appears that the tools we created to help us find God serve more as obstacles and hindrances. Those obstacles now stand between God and us. We extend to you an invitation to join Master Eric and Omkar for the weekly program Between God and Us every Sunday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. exclusively on Sankhya television. Between God and Us. Knowledge to free your soul.
Sitaram, and welcome to the program Between God and Us, the weekly program on Sankhya television dedicated to bringing knowledge and understanding of, let's say, the universe and a lot of the secrets that you might not hear in your everyday teachings and readings even. Now, some of you may know that Master Eric has produced some movies that are available on his YouTube channel, and today he's going to present one of the very important topics today covered in one of those films. So it's a different episode today. It's a special treat, and I'll let Master Eric introduce the film you are about to see.
First of all, Sitaram, Assalamu Alaikum, Sairam, and good evening, everyone. Omkar, we've been doing a lot of shows, and I wanted to change things up. Different background, and it's very important that the viewers are comfortable. Why? The next 2 weeks, you're going to get introduced to one of the most serious topics there is, and it's on the realms of heaven and hell. The ones they're going to see tonight is part 1. Now, for all you skepticists out there, everything has been derived in part 1 from the Maha Garuda Purana. And Omkar, the reason I wanted to do that, you don't really see movies directly made from scriptures.
Okay.
The actual dimensions, what sends you to the hells, what sends you to the heavens. And it's very in-depth. Sometimes it may be hard to hear,
right,
word-wise, because it's the truth.
Okay.
And people don't like to be told the truth, Omkar. So the movies, it was painstakingly hard to make these movies. It took 5 months of research, 4 months of video recording, but they were done in the States, professional companies.
Okay.
Then I had to write the script. I had to narrate the script. And people, it's very informative. And next week, and I'll repeat it at the end of the program today, part 2 is coming up. And then I'll describe what is part 2.
Okay.
All right, but everyone, please sit back and enjoy this program.
Tonight, we have a very important program. If you have children that are very young, you may want to have them go out and play tonight, because this is a very serious program. We put it together because of popular demand, and we're going to talk about and discuss a topic in which only a few in the world really talk about in public. Many beliefs talk about one hell and one heaven. This information tonight had been subdued for over 2,000 years. The question you have to ask yourself is why? why aren't people talking about the topic that we're going to go over tonight? And what we have been telling you is that this program called The Untold Truths gets to the root of topics that people do not discuss, or they just skim the surface. This topic today is definitely not to challenge any belief or any views of anyone of any kind. So please listen, everyone. Take your notes if you got pencils and papers, but it's going to go pretty quick because this is a very interesting topic. The topic tonight is the hells and the realms of heaven, part 1. When we depart the earth and we complete our journey as we are going up, with the choices we still have to make and the worlds we have to go through, which we will have an in-depth session on a later program, we will reach the realms of God. If you die of a short or long illness, some of the scriptures of certain beliefs state that the departed relatives may be around to welcome you on your journey. But if you die a sudden death, they may take a while to come down to welcome you. But they will come, except if you are in the lower realms, which is hell. It is stated that do not expect any souls to welcome you if that is your ultimate destination. Evil souls will be ready to take you to the lower realms. People, everyone listening, many beliefs in the world talk about the 7 realms in the spiritual world. In each realm, which is not discussed, there are 10 stages, which is 0 to 9. Again, in each realm, there are 10 stages, 0 to 9. So realm 1-0 will mean realm. So let's proceed. What is realm 1? What is the lowest hells? Realm 1 is the lowest and darkest, and also the nearest to earth. It is the most horrible place. There are bare rocks with crawling creatures, human soul-likes, with disfigured bodies and horrible minds, and completely full of bad feelings. Their bodies are much heavier than ours, and they live in a barren world, crawling about the rocks in pitch darkness. They never see even a tiny spark of light at any time. Also, in the second part, which is next week, we will go extremely in depth in every realm, and then also go over the consequences that send us to each realm and for how long. So that was the top of realm 1. But let's start going down in realm 1. So realm 1, stage 9. This hell is for persons who tells lies and gives false evidence goes to this hell. This hell, and it is written, is approximately 28,000 kilometers in measurement. There is a knee-deep pit, difficult to cross. It is leveled up to the ground by a heap of burning coals, and the ground there is well heated by fire. The servants of the Lord of Death leave the sinner there in the middle. Burnt by the burning fire, they run helter-skelter. They try to from the fire. Every step they take, their foot is burning. Day and night, they move here and there, lifting their feet, always getting burnt. They are left alone for 1,000 years. Then, for the purgation of the remaining sins that they have committed, they go to other hells to pay for the other sins that they have committed. I'm going to repeat that. For the purgation, which means the remaining sins that they have committed, they go to other hells to pay for the other sins that they have committed. Let's go to Realm 1, Stage 8. This hell, people, is approximately 70,000 kilometers in measurement. That's big. It has a copper color earth scorched below. When heated by it, the earth shines like lightning. It appears extremely fierce, ties their hands and feet of the sinner, and throws them in this hell, where they go rolling down. While rolling down, they are bitten by fearful crows, cranes, ants, mosquitoes, and scorpions. Thus being burnt, they lose their wits and they cry out restlessly. The persons, which is written in some of these beliefs, as you know, people, we always look at all beliefs. Then at the ends of the program, we compare. The persons, as written, who have committed sins with bad intentions are thrown into this hell and get released from there only after 10,000 years. Let's go a little lower. Let's talk about Realm 1, Stage 7. Surprisingly, this hell is very, very cold. It is as big as Realm 1, Stage 8, which is 70,000 kilometers in measurement, and full of dense darkness. There in this fierce darkness, the sinners are tied and left, suffering from the cold. Meeting each other, they clasp their hands lightly, shivering so much that only what they can hear is their own teeth chattering loudly. Even there, the overpowering trouble of hunger and thirst exist. The fierce wind is blowing over the rocks of ice, which pierces clear down to their bones. The hungry sinners consume decayed marrow, blood, and bones. Meeting each other and clasping each other, They wander here and there in the delirious manner. It says, the persons who had been hoarding wealth suffer too much in that darkness. Let's go to realm 1, stage 6. In this hell, there is a series of potter wheels that is moving round and round. They're the sinners whose feet and heads are tied by a string that is held by the Lord of Death's servants with their fingers. Their life is not destroyed, but their organs are cut into hundreds of pieces and restored again to their original position. People, this goes on and on and on. Thus, for thousands of years, the sinners rotate until their sins are exhausted completely. Now, these are the sins that they're talking about that is within that hell. If we've committed other types of sins, we will have to go there to pay for that sin. Let's go a little lower. Realm 1, stage 5. In this hell, people suffer immensely. There are 2 potter wheels in this hell, and they operate constantly, all the time. Those sinners who has caused untold sufferings to humans are placed there, tied on the potter wheels, and rotated vigorously. They will remain there for thousands of years, tied to the potter wheels, as they are to hang, just like water pots. The sinners rotate. And I'm sorry to say all this stuff, people, but this is what's written in the ancient. They're vomiting blood again and again. Their intestines come out through their mouths and their eyes. You know, I would really not want to go to that realm, people. But we're going to go over this a little bit later, how we can change. We're going to go to realm 1, stage 4. In this hell, the sinners suffer unbearable miseries. There, over 14,000 layers are within this hell. A fierce sun burns with 7 fierce rays. The sinners are thrown into this hell, and they feel the burning without recess. In the midst, over within their eyesight, they see a tree with a big trunk, overgrown with cool and smooth leaves, which are torn here and there. There are powerful dogs that roams about, always eager to eat meat. They have fierce jaws, fierce mouths, and are powerful like tigers. Then seeing in front the forest with cool shade, the miserable sinners suffer from hunger and heat, run to it crying and screaming. Then there, when their feet is constantly burned by the ground fire, then a very cold wind blows forcefully, which makes those sharp blades, which is the tree of the leaves, their blades, people, fall upon them, cuts them into pieces, and they lay there, fallen in the burning fire. Then the licking dogs tear their bodies into pieces, even as they weep woefully. I have just gave you just a few descriptions of realm 1. Now I'm going to proceed to realm 1, stage 3. In this hell, pitchers are full of fire, hot oil, and iron filings. There the sinners are thrown in by the servants of the Lord of Death. They, the attendants of the Lord of Death, boil their bodies, disintegrating, marrow flowing out, heads, eyes, and bones breaking. Fierce vultures tear them and taking them out, and again throwing them back in. They are boiled there until they merge into oil. People, other beliefs say there are also 29 more hells where sinners are thrown into. These are dark hells situated in the realms of what they call the Lord of Death realms. Now we are going to go over some more. What sin takes you to these hells? Remember, everyone, there are the hells, and what you didn't know, the hot above within the realms of hell, and the cold below within the realms of hell. In this way, the hells are situated one below the other. The climax of misery, and as we went through the last 2 programs when we talked about karma, is due to the bad acts that you have done. And the climax of joy accrues from the good acts that you have done. God looks down from the heavens and see the fierce hells from above. Also the sinners of the hells also look up and see God above, but they cannot reach him. Daily in the hell, the sinners are cooked, burnt, torn, pounded, moistened, boiled, heated, and blown by the winds. It is written also in the Sumerian text. Listen to this, everyone. Every day in hell equals to 100 years of our years. Some scriptures also state that there are thieves in the body, in the form of love, anger, and pride. That the mind is the leader of all of these things. Other beliefs say that death is temporary, that the soul, along with the sins, virtues, and the 5 substantial organs, enter into a new body, like a householder enters into a new house when the old one is burnt. Again, people, these are views from different beliefs. Now that we've just covered the hells in realm 1, let's go on to realm 2, which is a higher hell. Realm 2 is also horrible, everybody, but not as dark as realm 1. nor are their bodies so heavy and disfigured. They also live in rocky caves, hating each other and using filthy, terrible language. And they never see no light, ever, or good things. The third realm in hell is realm 3. Realm 3 is better, but yet there is still no light. Their bodies is much lighter than realms 1 and 2. The atmosphere is extremely heavy and foggy, and their bodies look human, but are older looking and imperfect. The souls on realm 3 have bad feelings for each other, and they constantly blame each other for everything. The ones that are already in realm 3, they catch the souls, the new ones who have arrived in realm 3 for the first time, and they make these souls their slaves, forcing them to conduct their evil ways, and they have to be obedient or they are punished also. So as we go on throughout the realms, which so many beliefs have written about, you will start to understand that this realm, and in this realm, is where some of the spirits cross over into our dimension. There are souls that have what you call have served their time, to put it in layman's terms. And instead of raising themselves up spiritually, they decide to leave realm 3 and cross over into our dimension here on earth. When they finally reach into our dimension, they are on what you call the hunt, to put it lightly, to cause havoc. They are looking for individuals that have the same characteristics like they had when they were alive. Let me just give you a few examples, like alcoholics, drug abuse, just to name a few. They attach themselves to the person and live and drink or whatever it was. They do it through the individual. And people, if you don't think this is real, I had a Hindu priest watch an exorcism last Friday. I think he was pretty shocked, but I will not speak for him. Maybe someday he might come on the program. Other spirits are looking for what they consider trophies, seeking out spiritual persons to enter and to possess, to destroy the person or family, to name a few. We will go over this detail in future programs, because as we see the negative energies that is entering our dimensions, and some souls never leave our dimension due to various reasons. Realm 3, which we are talking about now, is the most talked realm in all beliefs in the world. So let's look at it. Let's look at what is some of the Catholic understanding about realm 3. In English, in the English usage, the word Hades first appears around 1600 years ago. as a transliteration of the Greek word anax. In the line in the Apostles' Creed, it's stated, "He descended into hell, the place of waiting, the place of the spirits in prison." That's 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 9, into which Jesus is there affirmed to have gone after the crucifixion. Because this descent, known in Old and Middle English as the harrowing of hell, needed to be distinguished from what had come to be more usually now called hell, the place or state of those finally damned. The word was transliterated and given a differentiating meaning. This development whereby hell came to be used to mean only the hell of the damned affected also the Latin word infernum and the corresponding words in Latin derived languages, as in the name infernum, given to the first part of Dante's Divina Commedia. Greek, on the other hand, has kept the original meaning of Anak, which is Hades, and uses the word kolossus, which literally means punishment. Matthew 25, verse 46, which speaks of everlasting colossus, to refer to what nowadays is usually meant by hell in English. The Latin word infernus or infernum, underworld, indicates the abode of the dead, and so was used as the equivalent of the word Anak, which means Hades. It appears in both of the documents that I have quoted from, and pointed more obviously than the Greek word to an existence beneath the earth. Later, the translation Hades of the Greek word ceased to be used in Latin, and infernum became the normal way of expressing the idea of Hades. Through infernus is usually translated into English again as hell. It did not have the narrow sense that the English word has now acquired. It continued to have the generic meaning of the abode of the dead. We will be covering this topic, the abode of the dead, in the next upcoming program, part 2. To explain the topic and give you full understanding, people, not just a couple paragraphs. Remember, everyone, when information is given and it's just in little bits and it's not explained thoroughly, this opens that gigantic door of major and misinterpretations. Let's go to realm 4. Now we're going in to the heavenly realms. Realm 4 is what they call an in-between realm. It is more or less like Earth, where there is day and night. It is the realm in which human souls, which some state in their beliefs, starts its journey. You are given a chance in this realm to go up or down from Realm 4 Stage 5. And it's entirely in your hands. Once your sins have been what some people call time served in the lower realms, you have that choice. For this reason, some beliefs say that Realm 4 could be Hades, that was mentioned in Realm 3. But doesn't matter which realm, whether it's Realm 3 or 4. Sometimes I wonder what the fighting is about. Because if these scriptures and what they state is true, isn't it gonna happen? Regardless if it's Realm 3 or 4? That's why we're doing this program, to give the various opinions and views of different beliefs. Let's go to Realm 5. It is said that Realm 5 is the beginning of heaven, which is like the most beautiful place that you've seen on earth. There is a little brightness in the sky at all times. Souls that is allowed in this realm are helpful to each other. Their bodies are much lighter, and there are no deformities. The purification of our earthly sheath, that's sheath people, begin when the soul is lifted from Realm 4 into 5. So then a lot of people say, but we've never heard of Realm 4 and 3 and 5. Well, let's go to Realm 6. What's Realm 6 like? It is stated that Realm 6 is a very beautiful place, full of bright green grass, trees, and flowers that radiate brilliant colors that you can never see on earth, that they're so beautiful. It is always bright throughout, like a sunny day, with the sun hugging you at all times. The souls have nearly perfect, very light bodies, and they all live in harmony and love, helping each other and doing the work that they love to do. If you are in Realm 6 and above, your subconscious mind, what you call conscious, which is your true spiritual mind, everyone, will work in such a way that it will stop you from ever thinking of committing those sins on earth that would take you to a lower realm, even to Realm 4. The purification is still in progress in this realm, in Realm 6. So a lot of people say purification. Well, let's go into this. There has been many people, thousands, and it's documented, that has died for a short period, but it wasn't their time. And they came back to life. And they have told everyone what they have witnessed while they were gone. Almost all of them talk about seeing a bright light, a peaceful feeling, and some see their deceased relatives. But the thing that was different about their relatives, that when they saw them, they looked a lot younger than when they passed away here on earth. That's because, people, of the purification that we're talking about. Remember that the soul, when it leaves your body, is in the astral form. And while being purified, it eventually progresses into what they call the spiritual form. All of the earthly bonds, body, mind, and earthly qualities are left there. The soul, when it leaves your body, is so light. Also, in part 2, when we go over the different stages of the soul, you will know what it goes through when it leaves your body. So let's talk about realm 7. Even in the Muslim faith, they talk about the 7 realms. Realm 7 is the highest. The people on earth, no one can never imagine how beautiful it is. The beauty of realm 7 has to be seen to believe. It is beyond any power of description. Yes, and it's also beyond imagination. Souls on this realm have the brightest, most perfect, young-looking spirit bodies. They are as light as clouds. They live in utmost harmony and love. Some beliefs state that in this realm, when you see another one, you see no face, just the outline of the spiritual body. They do not physically speak to each other, but they do communicate by telepathy. There is absolutely no hate, jealousy, envy in realm 6 or 7, imagination. Souls on this realm have the brightest, most perfect, young-looking spirit bodies. They are as light as clouds. They live in utmost harmony and love. Some beliefs state that in this realm, when you see another one, you see no face, just the outline of the spiritual body. They do not physically speak to each other, but they do communicate by telepathy. There is absolutely no hate, jealousy, envy in realm 6 or 7. There's nothing but harmony and love. They also say that realm 6 and 7 are the realms where they can come and help you on earth, which thousands of people again have seen or dreamed a loved one trying to give them a message or to warn them of an event. Doesn't it kind of make you wonder, people? I know here in Trinidad and Tobago, beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of people who have come to see me state they got a vision from the relative. So people, realm 6 or 7, sometimes they're allowed to come and give us a message or a vision, especially a warning. Now some say, after realm 7? What is there? We don't know, nor has even the ancient sages in Hinduism. They haven't seen it. Just like we on earth do not know much about the spiritual world. After realm 7, stage 9, some beliefs in the ancient world state that the souls do not reincarnate anymore on earth. Those who believe in reincarnation. But the spiritual journey still continues. Some believe that those on realm 7 has to be almost perfect, purified souls. But if they reincarnate on earth, some do, if you believe in reincarnation, and somehow, even a little bit, have sinned, they will have to go down to realms 5 and 6. That's the risk they take. And it is always in every soul's hands whether to take God's path or to go down the evil dark path. And that's what we was talking about last week. It's our individual choice. It's our karma, or what some call good deeds and bad deeds. People, I'm not doing these programs just to hear myself talk. Do you know the information I'm giving you is because I care for you? I really do. People who meet me knows you're not just another person. My wife, all my team that helps me do the work, we truly care for everyone that walks in that path or walks into the office. And let me tell you something, everyone. That's why we keep saying, develop that connection with God through meditation. Open your subconscious mind. Let God talk to you. Some people call it intuition. Some people say it's your inner voice. Whatever you call it, it's part of you. The subconscious mind links your soul to the Almighty. Realm 7 seems to be speculation due to no one has seen by any method known to man. Is this on purpose? That God has not revealed to humans about realm 7 and above? Maybe it is to give us the motivation, drive, and will to live a better life, a more righteous life here on earth. So we might have the privilege to be able to see for ourselves when we depart this earth. Also, one more question. Some beliefs say, if we have sinned and live a terrible life, we are damned and sent to hell for eternity. Are we?
Now that was a very interesting video, and there was a lot of information that I heard for the first time. Now one thing that struck me was that you mentioned it in the intro, that this video is based solely on the Garud Quran. Why did you choose to do that for this video instead of including the other scriptures?
The reason I did that, one, you know I love Hinduism for one.
Right.
Two, in the Garuda Puran, it has the most information describing all the hells, the different layers of the hells. There's even 14 more hells that I didn't even incorporate into the movie, right? Because it's very vague on those hells. They're not really described in the Garuda Puran. Okay. And I wanted people to get the real true essence of what the scriptures was actually trying to say. And then you've heard me in the past, I talk about each realm, there's 7 realms. And each realm, there's 9 stages. So there's 9 levels between each realm.
Right.
So in realm 1, you'll have 9 different hells within realm 1. Same with 2, same with 3. Then we go into the heavenly realms, which the show explained. And you got 9 levels between each one. Mm-hmm. And then I also spoke in the video, the movie, that there's more realms besides realm 7. But no human has been able to tap into realm 8, 9, 10. Now, I've been told by a super experienced guru in India that there are 13 realms.
Okay.
So even though what we could research and pull together and make the film, we still haven't completed all 13 because there's no information on 13. So I went to 7, and then I said, beyond that, we know there is, but nobody's seen it. Yeah. No human has seen it.
Okay. The something that struck me though is that the information that you presented here, now you said it's strictly based on the Garuda Puran in this episode, but it's the first time I hear it as a Hindu. And even with my work with Sankhya, like you don't hear about the Garuda Puran or even the depth that you went into this movie with. What was the reason you think that might be? Not even strictly for Trinidad, but even stuff that comes out from India. You don't hear Garuda Puran stuff coming out from India as well.
Are people ready for the truth? Sometimes the truth scares you.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, I listed what sins that was written sends you to which hell. Then I described the hells in total description.
Right.
That frightens people.
Right.
And I think the spiritual leaders want to talk about nice things. They want to tell stories. They want to tell other things within the Garuda Puran. But is that fair to the people? Shouldn't the people know a full circle of what's in the scriptures of the Mahapuran?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what our show's been based on from day one.
Yeah.
We talk about topics that most people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But the people love it. They love getting this information. Why isn't the information shared to give the people their own opinions? Let them come up with their own opinions when they hear the knowledge.
Yeah.
And if they hear something, it might make them think twice before they do things. You know, like committing adultery, 500 years penalty per act. Now, if somebody didn't know that, but then they do know it now, they're going to think, oh God, was it worth it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes you think twice before you commit a sin.
Yeah.
Now, to give them a little bit of knowledge of what part 2 is for next week, we did a lot of research we did comparisons from the Garuda Puran to Egyptian, Mayans, Aztecs, Somalians, Muslim, Catholic. And we went in depth in all of them and did the knowledge that is written from them. Then I did comparisons. You'll hear me throughout the show. Well, doesn't that sound familiar? In the Garuda Puran, it states this. But in Egyptian, it states this.
Yeah.
Also, for the skeptics out there, in the second part, in the movie, I list the books that is referenced per belief. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually, you know, it's very eye-opening. And the question is, back then, that predates almost all religions, how did the information get to each part of the world when there was absolutely no internet, no phones, no carriers, the boat trades? It may take you from Egypt, maybe clear to Greece, right? But not to Somalia, not to the Mayans,
Yeah.
not to North America. But they had the same similar belief, and it's described. So this is what we were showing comparisons of.
Yeah.
God wanted the message across the world, and he picked certain people to give that information to.
Yeah.
You know, so I hope this first one that they just watched, I hope it was an eye-opener. It's not just about hell. The heavens are beautiful, and we covered all of that. And then the second one, we even go as far as putting the gold on the eyes in Egyptian, and that's to pay the boatman. I also referenced the boatman's name. You know, we went in depth. I talked about when the Mayan twins fought the Lord of Death. You know, all of this is incorporated into the movie, and it's to educate people. And the question is, what you just brought up, why isn't it taught? Why isn't it discussed? You know, one main reason is you got to have a lot of research behind you. You got to have a lot of knowledge behind you before you give it to the people, especially in a setting or a setting like that. Okay, and I think a lot of people don't want to take that time. And I'm not bashing them or anything.
Yeah.
It just takes a tremendous amount of time. To write that script took 4 weeks. To write the script. You know, so, you know, I just hope it benefited the people. And so if you like part 1 tonight, you're gonna love part 2.
Yeah.
And then I have other ones too. For the Christians and the Muslims. What are angels? Where did they come from? You know, and what are falling angels? Yeah. So it was, what are angels, part 1, 2, and 3. And there's a lot of information where the term angel came from, which religions said it first, who copied who. And that's where you'll hear the truth. And where did the wings come from angels? Was it? Or was it just portrayed that way because they came down from heaven? So that's the only way men back then understood that they would fly like birds.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But we go into all of that. But do you have any other questions?
I'll save my questions for the next one because I think we out of time there, so
Okay.
we
But everyone, it's been a great night, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a safe week, and be safe. Sitaram.
God. Has any word in human history been more influential? Mankind has created religion after religion, written book after book, all in an effort to satisfy our quest for knowing God. Now, after many millennia, mankind is more at a loss to the nature of God. In fact, it appears that the tools we created to help us find God serve more as obstacles and hindrances. Those obstacles now stand between God and us. We extend to you an invitation to join Master Eric and Omkar for the weekly program Between God and Us every Sunday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. exclusively on Sankhya television. Between God